Hey everybody, Gulf Coast DDC here. Got another unboxing, first impressions, quick review for you. So had somebody suggest in the comments on the last video for this Walmart Bugout killer, and I guess this is going to be the Bugout killer's killer, because this is $10 and this is $5. So let's get into it and see what it's all about. So I don't know, before I rip it open, I guess cardboard packaging, that's, you know, this is real, that's a picture. So let's see what we're saying here. Warning, don't cut yourself. Mosaic Trail. So I noticed, you know, in the orange knife, this guy here, it said on the packaging that it's D2. So this one actually says that it's D2. This does not, so, you know, that might have a little something to do with it being $5 instead of $10. Just says that stainless steel blade. So, but anyway, let's get into this thing. Okay. So this is what we got here. It's a pretty slick looking knife. It's got a interesting kind of texture on the scales there. Let's see, pretty thin clip. Kind of has a little little turn right there, right? So it's not totally straight. So it's got nice action. It's got the nice snicked. Very satisfying both ways, opening and closing. One thing that I noticed right off the bat is that it's much thinner than this one. And as we look in here for these two, you can see the last video showed you this has liners in it and had some weight. This is lighter, quite a bit lighter than this one. It has no liners. And peeking inside there, it's much more like a Bugout, where we've got our little jimping pieces here that actually go in. You can kind of see right there, right? They go in and have a slope, and that's on kind of both sides. When the knife's open, you can see, yeah. See, it's just got basically that middle piece that goes in there, and that's how the Bugout kind of has some rigidity, but also doesn't add a bunch of weight with hefty liners. You can see you can push that together, you know, Bugout style, if that's what you're wanting to do. But there's also no spacing in here. That's one of my kind of the things that I noticed, that there's so much extra space in there that doesn't seem needed. You can see it makes it for a thicker knife, I guess, because of the liners in there. So you can see that it is thinner. Feels better in the hand too. I mean, you know, I guess it depends. If you like, you know, like a standard blade, it's not a, you know, maybe a fixed blade, a little bit rounder, maybe it feels better. It's be, you know, it'll be subjective, I guess, for everybody. But I like this because I'm used to a Bugout, so it being real thin. So we'll take a look at some comparisons. So here's our kind of original $10 Bugout killer, and then this is our $5 Bugout killer. Here's our actual Bugout. And let's see, here's the Delica 4. And then this mini Bugout, I only brought in here, not for size, but because the packaging lists this as white. And, you know, on the website it looks white, but, you know, if you've got the mini Bugout or Stormtrooper Bugout, then you know this is white. It's like Arctic white, right? Where this is not really white. This is more, maybe it's like dingy white. This is like old sneaker white. And some lights kind of has a gray tinge to it. And if you don't look at any of these things, it kind of looks white. But when you hold it up next to something that is white, then it's not. So just so you can see that, we can kind of check out comparison with our Bugout here. These guys out the way. So very, very similar. Now we can see, you know, there's some aesthetic differences. You know, we've got kind of like a angled piece up here, whereas it's smoother on the Bugout. Blade has some interesting kind of grinds on it. You know, little, I don't know, they add anything other than really, you know, being reminiscent of the grinds on a Benchmade. And then we've got our lanyard hole, which is, you know, slightly different. But you can see they're much more similar when it comes to the thickness. Looks like maybe the Wal-Mart knife is got a little bit of extra airspace in between than the Bugout does. We can also see slight differences. So with the pocket clip, you can see that, you know, much shorter clip on the Bugout. This is a little bit longer. Also that because of the placement on the knife scales, a little bit more of this is going to poke out in your pocket, a little more reveal. Whereas, you know, deep carry clip, you're not really going to see much of the knife at all. So that's a little something to know. And which is kind of weird because, you know, they could have choked it up a little bit and got it to be a deep carry, but we can see now my complaint on the orange one was that it was kind of sharp on the lock release, which is, you know, not been proven. I've carried the orange one since I got it, and it hasn't been a big deal. Not something that you really notice. You know, you're not playing with it a whole lot. Or maybe you are, I don't know, that's your business. But we can see similarities, right? So you still got, you know, your kind of little mini liner inside with the jimping. Comes down a little bit further on the Wal-Mart knife, just slightly. You see the thumb stud sticks out a little bit more on the Wal-Mart knife. I mean, again, just very, very slightly, but very similar. Buttons feel similar. I mean, the spring tension amount feels maybe slightly stronger on the Wal-Mart knife. We could see now the screw placement on the scales is very similar. Like we got the same, almost the exact same points on it. And you can see that, you know, while the Bugout is set up to where, you know, if you wanted to left-hand carry, you can move your pocket clip over to the other side. The Wal-Mart knife does not have that ability built in. You can only have it for right-hand carry. And it feels nice on deployment. Pretty satisfying. I mean, between the two, I would definitely say that so the orange one feels nicer, more solid when it connects. It has a much nicer snicked. This one's a little duller of a thud. It's still nice, it's good. This one just has a really satisfying connect with that lock bar. Feels a little bit more substantial, you know, due to the liners and the weight. But as far as like a head-to-head comparison with the Bugout, this is a much closer knife to the Bugout. You know, slightly taller just because of the angles that they're using up here. But, you know, blade thickness, all that. You see the centering isn't super great. I don't know how well that picks it up, but definitely pulling over to our pocket clip side. Whereas, you know, the Bugout is, you know, pretty much dead center in there. But pretty nice. This one's a little stiff. I bought two when I bought it, and I've actually been carrying this one. It feels a little bit smoother, probably just because I've been using it and, you know, fidgeting with it. Has a little bit nicer sound too. Still kind of a thud, but a little better than the other one, you know. And I think, you know, when you have a knife that's $5 coming from Walmart, like, you know, you're going to have some variation slightly in it, but very similar. I mean, you know, I don't know what the steel is. It's just stainless, right? It's not D2. So hard to say what that makeup's going to be, or, you know, how long it'll last, or what sharpening looks like. You know, I'm not set up for that today. Really just wanted to hurry up and pump this out for you so you could kind of see, is it worth $5? I'm going to say 100%. I mean, you know, I was pretty stoked about the $10 version, you know, but at $10, that's a, you know, great value. $5? I mean, this is crazy. I don't even know how they would make this for $5. You know, it seems nicer and much more Bugout like, considering that you've got the, you know, no liners. It's thinner. So pretty surprising. You can see also that on this is a double hex on this, whereas, you know, the Bugout has like a blank on one side, and then so that's kind of, you know, you'll have to be where you have to have 2 hexes to loosen or tighten this guy up. Probably not a problem for most folks that have a couple of these pocket knives, but just probably something to consider. But I'd say this is crazy for $5. I mean, you know, $10 you buy a couple, $5, geez. I mean, one in the truck, one in the car, you know, one in the toolbox, carry one around. It feels nice. It's kind of got a, I don't know, sometimes it'll just, you know, totally drop, and then sometimes you feel like there's a, right when it's, gets a little tight right there and then pulls in. A really nice action on it. I don't know that you could ask for this much knife for $5. You definitely can ask for more. I mean, this is a great value. I mean, you know, is it a Bugout? No, it's not. You know, and there are things, you know, this is made in America. You know, this one is the S30V version. You know, so better blade steel, you know, better longevity, all that kind of stuff, corrosion resistance. But, you know, this is like a $130 knife, and this is a $5 knife. So, you know, crazy the amount of value that you can get out of this. Got nice silver standoffs on it. So really shiny, so that's pretty nice. Hopefully aluminum, but, you know, $5, I don't know. Hard to say. But yeah, that's kind of where we are on the Bugout killers. Yeah, great value for $5. Crazy. Well, that's pretty much what I got for you today. Don't want to waste a bunch of your time. You know, if you're on the fence or considered it or thinking about it, it's definitely worth your $5 for sure. So, you know, if you have one, let me know. Do you like it? What's your experience with it? If you like this kind of stuff, like and subscribe. Let me know. And as always, appreciate you hanging out, and catch you on the next one.